Do we even hear anything? Are you guys hearing anything? Did my cat literally mess up my headphones? He did. Where the hell was this plugged in? Sorry, guys. I don't hear anything. Ah, there you go. Redeem hydrate. I just got here, man. Hi, thank you. Yeah, my cat was in my lap, and then he ran, and he tore my headphones. I didn't realize he literally tore them out of the socket. I put it back in. Howdy, Hisashiburi. I had to take a couple weeks off because of stuff. Thought I was actually going to be off this week, too. Did I not have my... VTuber stuff make noise when you hydrated me? I didn't hear it. Did you guys? Maybe. I didn't see it either, but you know, that's a little harder. What is that? Like that. I did hydrate though. I have a bottle of water next to me. Alright, so yeah, this should already be done, but I keep redrawing it and changing things. This is my bunny that I was doing for Easter. Oh, there's a nice butt. I hope you enjoy. Bun. I mean, who doesn't want to draw bunny girls for Easter, man? It's been crazy. I got a new, what are they called? Fitness tracker? There we go. It's Garmin, not Fitbit this time. So I'm trying to get used to not saying Fitbit. But anyways, my out of 100, a scale of 100, my body battery is apparently at an 8. Yeah, I feel a little exhausted. A little worn out. You know how it is. And after all that stupid stuff with my insurance making me feel like, oh God, it's horrible. I'll never have insurance. Not be able to do anything. They're like, by the way, psych, we're keeping your insurance. I'm like, oh, my doctors are keeping my insurance. So after all that work, although I've decided I'm staying with the rheumatologist I have now, the new one, because I like her a lot. But yeah. Work wasn't too bad today. I just am tired. It's rainy too, which doesn't help. It always makes me so sleepy. I think that's all for the... yeah, I randomly redo the hair again. I do that. Yeah, I didn't like how this was looking. Let's redo some of that. Not that you can see this from where her is blocking her. Where hair is blocking her? Where her is blocking her. You know, that's proper English, I swear. Where her is blocking her. Oops, that's the wrong one. Oh, anybody have anything exciting happen today? Anything you'd like to share with the class? Because we clearly all have class here. I'm really, really bad with this fatigue anymore. It sucks. There, it looks better, I think. You can tell I've redrawn this a gazillion times. In freedom! Oh my God, you grew up so fast! That's good though, congratulations! Any big plans for the future? What is that? Oh, that's fine there, I guess. Staying home. Yeah, I don't blame you on that. My college always had like really weird schedule. Like I felt like the years were really semesters were really strange, but at the same time, my God, did I always need the break by the time it came. And having the extended break was pretty good comparatively. Although I usually took Maymester classes too. I mean, it was raining today, but yeah, no, we were fine. We didn't really have anything happen. I did get hit in the head with hail, but I mean, that's not like it didn't hurt me as so much. It was like, what the hell? I haven't seen that in a while. Keep teasing Wong because he's like, if our roof goes, can we claim hail damage? And I'm like, well, I just got hit by it, so yes. You know, weather in the Midwest is made up. We haven't, like I said, even though there were tornadoes and we had like tornado warnings and watches, like it never got really close to us directly. Or like at least our, yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna redraw her wing now because I am really bad at not redrawing things. I don't know, something looks off about it. I think it's too small. The left one, wait. This one. This one. Something looks a little off about it, so I'm gonna redraw it. I hope everyone else hasn't had any weather or anything that's been too crazy for them. Yeah, I'm glad that I don't live in that area. Cause yeah, it's really weird to think, but like Midwest, we get the storms, but compared to like those areas, it's like nothing, so. But yeah, part of it is because we're so close to like Michigan, we get like the, what is it? Like the whoosh, whoosh wind. That's a word. So Chicago is called the Windy City for a reason. Like we don't live in Chicago, but we get a lot of the same strong winds, even though we're in a different state. Let's see. Hey, like that's better. Let's see, and I do that. Like that? I think that looks a little better. Like I said, this is why I'm not done with this. I keep changing things. And I added more detail again. Our dead brother? Oh, the remains of our dead brother. Wong is setting up a new printer. Our printer for Akiba's soul died. It was great. Fun. Not. So we got the new one in today. Yeah, because that's kind of a necessity for that. Ooh, what did I hit? But yeah. So that's what it came in earlier today. Well, this one we've had for like 4 years, so it's done a lot of printing, but yeah, it's nowadays like printers are so crap. I do not say that with the nicest intention. Printers are not like what they used to be. I'm also really tired of them all being like the all-in-ones, because like you're paying all this extra for stuff you don't even use. Yeah, that one definitely has Akiba's Soul is definitely, that printer has worked like a tremendous amount though. So that one is like, yeah, I get it. But no, in general, I'm just like, we did so much research, and like some of the brands, I actually did most of the research, which was weird because I'm not used to being the tech researcher, but Wong was doing other stuff. So I'm like, we'll go learn about printers, find what is the best one, and go through consumer reports. Because our library has a thing where you can go online and you can just put your library card in and your PIN number, and voila, free consumer reports. I think my dad still has the one from, well, I definitely was there when I lived there, so it's been there for at least 10 years, but I think it was older than that. But yeah, it also really depends on the printer and like what the upkeep is. So it's a mixed bag of worms, and not the gummy kind, unfortunately. Should be the gummy kind. Technology in general, I feel, is like, I remember things that would, like, you know, you charge it up once and that was, you didn't have to recharge it for like days or, well, like weeks and stuff, and now it's like, oh no, you've charged me, I'm dead. My Switch dies too fast for me, but that's because I want to be on it forever, so it's probably better it doesn't. My laptop battery is this is why I stopped using it. The battery is so shot anyways that it won't stay on unless it's plugged in. But we're actually swapping out Kitten's old hard drive and giving her the laptop with it, because that laptop is pretty much still a beast. It was the Asus I started with, so it's in fine shape. It just needs a new battery, but I wasn't gonna spend $50 on it. And I have to move it so much, it was just like, no. Now I have a PC though, so I don't move my PC for the obvious reasons. What is that noise? Oh, I think it's a microwave. No, maybe it's printer noises. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's like this humming noise I hear. You guys can't hear it, but I can. That's why I checked to make sure it wasn't like in my headphones, but I took my headphones off and it's louder. I think it's Wong doing Wong things. I mean, he's technically, I'd say it's not here. It's because he's downstairs. Dude, Wong doesn't leave the house. No, he has to go to work and get haircuts. Oh. Bye, bye, babe. Bye, bye, babe. Bye, 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 babe. Bye, 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 babe. Printer noises. As you guys see, I did absolutely nothing for April Fool's year this April Fool's Day this year. Today's my mom's birthday. That's not a joke though. It's also apparently RTD's birthday. So now I'm like, I've never seen him in the same room. No. Speaking of the devil. Oh my god, it's zooming back on its own. My mom stopped by at work today, so I bought her lunch. She chose Dairy Queen, so I bought myself a Blizzard. The end. Exciting. Happy birthday, Arditi! Let's see, can I do like this? Did I do it right? Yeah, he was playing Lethal Company. Without me? How rude. How rude indeed. No, it's okay. You guys can play games without me. But you should also play them with me, okay? Onegaishimasu. Oh yeah. Was it a lethal birthday? How many people died? I got a new game yesterday that was free on April Fool's. It's like Lethal Company meets Phasmophobia, so I'll see. I'm always like amazed when these like bigger streamers who have way more people than like I do, obviously, like actually remember people's names and stuff. Like in my case, it makes perfect sense. There's a handful of you guys that show up regularly, and some of you guys I interact with a lot outside of streaming. So like even if it's just in like Discord and stuff. Oh, rah, is he fluffing his stuff in? My kitty is fluffing his stuff in. What a good boy. The gooderest. Alright, I think that's like the last thing I really wanted to fix up, so I'm gonna try to stop and like actually do work on this now and not just keep changing her. This is just because the whatever paint tool I used on my tablet looks a little weird. Okay. Fry drum. Oh my god. Okay. Hey. It's the wrong one. Let me pause my mute. Why are you there? Get away. Nobody cares. Oh my god, Galuda. Alright, we got fry drum and weird noises in a row. Give me a second to pause. Hopefully you guys heard that. And then weird noises I'll play my music for. Is why the fuck not? Yeah, I never know with this microphone if it's gonna be clear or not, because it's a microphone. No, it's a pickup. Noises specifically. I am not going to ASIN, no, actually. I didn't get an artist alley, so I can't afford it. So supposedly I transferred my room to someone if Wong actually went through with it. I don't know. It's not under my name. Yeah, without artist alley, I can't really afford to go to cons anymore, and that's okay. I've also been like so tired. It's probably better. Yeah. Oh my god, guys, she has skin, lewd. Yeah, it's so hard to get in there now though, because with all the, well, it's jury. It's like a, not juried, it's lottery. God, Lillian, you're so pale and red. Obviously, this is Lillian in her demonic form, not in her child form, my god. But yeah, I'm hoping to get out to some. It's just weird too, and a lot of cons are changing their dates, so I don't know. Well, I was like, am I gonna try to go to C2E2 this year? And then I was like, maybe I should. And then like I decided the tickets, 3-day tickets are sold out. I don't have the energy anyways to even go for one day. This narcolepsy stuff is killing me. Like I was saying earlier, so I have a new fitness tracker. And it says my my battery is at 8 out of 100, like my body battery. So as you can see it, guys, I'm doing amazing with that. Oh god damn it. I'm trying to get some more energy and stuff so I can do some of the things I used to that I enjoyed a lot. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? I definitely want to get caught up in some stuff too. Oh my god, hi Zri. Long time no see. I still have the Woomy sound alert. Woomy? What's a Woomy sound alert? Is it Goku powering up? No. Yeah, I don't know. Inkling. Oh, inkling noise. That's okay. Like, honestly, I'm always surprised to see some of you guys here. Even if you just pop on to say hi, I always appreciate it. Because I know our schedules are like crazy. I love playing games with people too, but yeah, trying to find time when we can. I play a lot more games than I stream anymore too. I like streaming, but I also get tired. So if you guys aren't here to keep me company, I'm gone. No. I was trying to make her look a little more, and like, I don't know, because she's, you know, like a demon, trying to make her look a little cooler than just like, let's just stick her in a bunny suit. So that's why part of the reason I started adding more details. I don't plan on doing the gone. But yeah, if I seem less energetic or whatever, I'm still working on stuff. I guess I get to go back to my old GP if I want to after all that stress. Just, yeah, a lot of stuff has been happening. Nothing like super like major. I'm just, you know, health-wise and trying to get my health under control. If you guys don't mind, I would like to borrow some of yours, please. Yeah, the sleeping thing still isn't not happening well, and the narcolepsy still can be rough, so I do what I can. And I like hanging out with you guys, and I like seeing you guys. It makes me happy. Even if I try to hop on your guys' streams when I see them on, but it doesn't always let me know until like later. It's weird. Sometimes my phone will be like, guess what? They were streaming like 2 hours ago. I'm like, thanks, that helps. Thank you, phone. I appreciate you, Twitch, letting me know so late. But yeah, if you guys have free times and ever want to play, let me know too, okay? I'm obviously I'm fine asking you, but you guys can also ask me. I don't bite that hard. I'm gonna try to do a karaoke stream again in April. I know what my theme is gonna be. It's going to be kita koto nai anime tabun, which is like anime you've probably never heard of. So I'm just gonna do a weird theme like that. I was like, you know what? Why not? I don't always do themes, but it's been a while. Only 30 minutes. That bite, I'm chomping. Don't worry. See, sometimes it is only 30 minutes. And then like I know because as of like last year, I went from working only till 5 till 7 now. I do full days at the comic shop, so I'm there all day, which is fine. I mean, it's good money and I enjoy it, but it's also a lot more tiring because of that. And we've also gotten more troublesome customers. Like not to the point that I'm like I don't know how to, like, they're not horrible, but they're like very particular or very opinionated or just very like we have one of our regulars that came in today. Like it wasn't comic release day, so I had nothing in his box for him, which is fine. You know, he's like, okay, cool. But then he was like asking me to like go through every comic he had with us, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm trying to do some other work. And then so I don't have that kind of list accessible easily, so I had to like, my boss is there, so I had to go pass it on to him, and then he's like, dude, no. So then the guy was like, well, I'll just make I can edit, because they can edit the list with me or whatever and add new titles. He's like, I'm just gonna add new titles, and then just in case, he went through all of his old titles. I'm like, oh my god, these are already in your list, dude. I know, I put Ultimate Spider-Man in your box every time it's there, every single time. But yeah, it was more of a hassle. So we get customers like that, and then we do have the ones who are like, I would like this particular variant cover, and it comes out today and it's a 1 in 25 variant, but I want it, so I don't understand why you guys don't have it. Yes, it is also a card store. I buy most of my Magic cards there. It's grown a lot. We have an arcade there, like a mini arcade. It's pretty nice. We have obviously comics, lots of comics. We have board games. We have collectibles and stuff too, toys, action figures, some statues, some anime, some manga. Oh my god, we have been trying so fucking hard to get the One Piece game. We had him in for a bit and they sold so fast, and now it's like we have constantly been like, let us know when it's in, let us know when it's in, and they're like, sure, we will, and it's like nothing. If we ever get some in, I will let you know and try to like grab you some, but it's so ridiculous. Cause yeah, that's why it's like nowhere. It's because I don't know what the hell they did with it in the US. I was so tempted when we went to Japan to buy some boxes just to bring back to the store and be like, here, John, here it is. The One Piece card game everybody wants. Because I have a feeling, like, even though it's in Japanese, people would have been like, god damn it, I just want these cards. Let us have them. Oh no. Yeah, see that's part of it is the big stores like that are really taking over. The only plus that is for some of the games, like actually, strangely enough, Lorcana and Star Wars are really good at this. Even Magic. So they actually curtail to the smaller stores first. So a lot of times we're getting more stock, or we're getting it like for pre-release. We get to release it a week before it's released at the big box stores like that. So that always makes it cool and helps us. And then they used to allocate the shit out of stuff, but I guess because we've gotten big enough, they're not allocating us as much. Like we used to be lucky to get 2 boxes of Pokemon cards. Now we're actually getting like probably like 10, which is probably more than we really need. Pokemon's an okay seller at our store. But it's nice because then we can actually like let people buy boxes, because we had to always limit it because we're like, we want people, we'd always limit it because we're like, we want people to actually be able to come in and be like, oh, your kid wants a pack of Pokemon cards. Guess what? You can get them. So, oops. That's always been our big thing, is we want to make sure we still limit like we only were letting people buy 1 box. Oh my God. 1 box of the Star Wars Unlimited game. And then like, for certain boosters and stuff, when they, especially like Lorcana, when it first comes out, it's like limited to like 7 packs, which is still a lot, but you know, yeah, we always try to make sure people can actually get the stuff, and we try to make it fair. But yeah, if we get it back in, I know, like I said, it's something we have been trying for, and we get calls all the time about it, and I feel so bad because we get some of the same people calling, and I'm like, it's still not here. I've done the Magic ones a couple times. But yeah, that's it. I don't play. Lorcana is newer, so I haven't really played it. But I just am like, I'm spending so much money on Magic. I think that's the only card. I think my card game limit is gonna be 1. But yeah, if we ever have like a demo day or something and need an extra player, I'll jump in and learn. I mean, at least the starter decks for Lorcana are only 20, so that's pretty fair. And so for all of our singles, because we sell singles for Lorcana and what is that? Oh, that's what it is. For Lorcana and Star Wars, and that's a weird one. And Magic. So our singles we price based on TCG pricing, and we go with like the media one. So it's great for me because then I can like, you know, oh my God, actually get my box, like get my cards and not be like paying good price, like normal prices, as opposed to some of these places that like really upcharge them, and it's really sad. No, that's been one of the things that it's because it's a family owned place that they've really been focusing on, is to make sure that like everyone, it's a safe place. And yeah, so we upgraded in December. We went to a building 3 times the size. It was just across the parking lot in the same strip mall area, but it's huge now. And one of our goals had always been to get to have a dedicated game room. So when people were like, oh, we need a place to game, like just card games, board games, anything, because we have board games there too. And we're gonna actually eventually open some up to people to play normally, but they can bring in whatever. Like we have Warhammer and stuff going on there. Yeah, it's like we want people to have a safe place to game and feel like they can. And so many of the people who come and play the games are so nice. And we have like an online Facebook group now for it. And people can be like, hey, I want to play this game, or I want to learn how to play this game. And like they'll be like, hey, I'm free, let's play it today. Or, oh, I'm free this whatever day, let me teach it to you. So, and we have some really good regulars that are totally willing to volunteer to teach it. No, you know, not looking for anything. They just want more people to play the game. And then, of course, the owner, John. It's John and his wife, Christine, own it. But the owner, John, the main one I work with, because Christine has another job. But he's learned games to teach people how to demo them too. So, yeah, they're such sweet. I'm really sad that like, it's a weird market anymore for it, and so it's so hard to get it in places unless you're like big retail. So I'm glad that some of these places are like being better off about it. But yeah, it's definitely been like a really wild ride. The Star Wars game was like the funniest one in like an ironic way though, because nobody really was talking about it, and so like we got it because we're like, I guess they asked us if we want to sell it, and we're like, I guess we'll try it. What's the worst that could happen? And initially we weren't gonna buy that much, but they kind of like forced our hand. We're like, please buy this much. And we're like, I guess we'll buy this much. Well, it exploded. So it was good we had that much. And then they were trying to get us to run a pre-release. We had to actually run it the week after it was supposed to happen. We sold the cards the day the pre-release was happening and stuff, but they didn't have us like do anything. They didn't like send us, you know, somebody to run it for us. They were like, hey, 3 days before the thing, we want you to run a pre-release, learn the game. It's like, the fuck. It took a little longer than that for John to have time to sit down and learn it. And his daughter Cami, who is 13 now, she learned it with him and she loves it too. She also enjoys Lorcana, but I think he actually might enjoy Lorcana more than her. I know he also plays Magic too, so we were going through cards for his deck today when I was sorting cards. He's like, is this card? I'm like, yeah, this card is here. I just put it away. Because we still have a couple boxes of Magic cards to sort because we buy cards too. We don't buy individual Pokemon cards, unfortunately, for a lot of people, but we buy Lorcana and Star Wars and Magic. And then we also buy comics and collectibles. So, and then of course we resell. Give for a high price. We give 40% actually, which is pretty high for this area in general. Like I know in Akiba's Soul is buying the figures like that you guys send into us at Akiba's Soul, it's 50%. So that's like insane for most people, but that's kind of what we decided to do, or what Wong specifically decided to do. I'm glad. Yeah, and it's such a good like small family. It's small, but it's big. Everyone who works there is really nice. I really like the customer base that comes in. I've never had an issue with the owners. They've always been super nice. Like even when I first started working there, I was on crutches and like I get there the first day and they're like, John is like, okay, we have a chair here, we have a chair here, we have a chair. Basically was like, these are the places we might have to have you work, like sorting books or whatever. And he made sure there was chairs by all of them so I could sit down. And then when the furnace went out shortly after I started working, he jokes that that was my test of endurance. It wasn't, it just happened to go out, but he had heaters all over in those places too. He's like, I know you're gonna have to work here, sort these books and blah blah blah. So yeah, the new place is super nice though, and I really like that it's been growing so much. And there was an article in the local newspaper about it not that long ago, and we've had a lot of people coming in since, so we're making new people, new friends. Yay. Yeah, see, that's just it. My mother was the one who did that. Like, she did stuff like that when I was a kid. So I love that people still do that. It's just such a, it's just such a good, feels good. Where is your other leg, ma'am? Wait, what the hell? Oh, did I already do your other leg? Maybe not. Aw, that's good though. That's really good. Yeah, like that's one of the reasons I think I really like this too, because like in general, our Lorcana is a mix of really young kids and then parents. And we've got some in the in-betweens too. Like it's nice though, because it's such a wide variety. And Star Wars surprisingly has a lot of younger kids. I think Magic is the only one so far that I haven't really seen younger kids in. We're trying to get Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh back running, but we don't really have the time to relearn any of, like, I used to play Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh back in the 2000s, but they've changed a lot in certain cards and stuff like that. And just right now, we don't have, either of us have the time to dedicate it to it. So we're trying to find somebody else to run it. And then we had somebody who's been coming out and doing demos of Warhammer, and then we have several people who can do HeroClix, so we have HeroClix games too. Almost forgot about that one. It's such a weird one. We can always get like weird prizes too, so we have fun with them and do like weird tournaments. The old fashioned stuff never does, which is nice. No, and like right now there's been a big thing. So there's this thing called facsimiles when it comes to comics, and it's just like re-releases of really old books, but obviously they're prettied up and they're newer, and you know, just well, some of these books might have been 10 cents at one time, but now they're going for like 400. So now you can get the book for $4 kind of thing. And that's a big thing. So the nostalgia thing is definitely coming back. It's been pretty cool though, just seeing it. And even the fact that we've had people like walk in randomly and be like, what is this place? Be like, hi, it's this place. I always talk to all the customers too. And all our regulars, I'm always like, hey, what should I read? Or when they're like, I don't know if I should buy these magic cards or these Lorcana cards. I'm like, please do. It makes me feel better about what I spend. And then they laugh and then they buy them. Thank you guys. No, I'm not that, maybe. But there's so many pretty covers and arts. But yeah, it's such a great environment there. That's why I'm like, as somebody who never wanted to touch retail again, I absolutely adore this job just because of the people I work with and the kind of people we deal with. Because it's not like I used to work at a grocery store. It's nothing like that. Thank God. I'd go crazy. Actually, my first retail job ever was Suncoast, and that one, while we had some picky people, it was definitely not as bad as the grocery store. People are so mean and entitled. That's why the comic store is nice, because people actually are generally not. Is that we get the questionable ones, and then we have the ones who are like, oh, I want all these covers, and then we get them for them, and they're like, I didn't order this. Like, oh my God, yes you did. Albertson. I feel like I should know what that is. I've heard of it before. Is it like a department store? Is that what that is? Wong in the background goes, oh, he's downstairs. I can just hear his... The echo in this house is really weird. Grocery store chain. Okay. That's probably why, because I've been to... I was to say, I've been all over for conventions, so there's probably like several stores and stuff I've been to and just like forget until somebody brings it up. Why did you nudge so many times? Oh my God. Did I nudge it before that? No. I bumped my keyboard. I know why. I'm just gonna ask anyways. Yeah, the one I lurked for was Strax. It's a very Strack and Van Til. It's a very local grocery store. I think there might be a couple, like one or two of them in Illinois if they still are there, because during the pandemic there was a lot of restructuring and a lot of they used to be everywhere. Now we're down to like only, I mean, we still have like 5 or 6 in the area, but it used to be even higher than that. But yeah, I was a cashier, thank God. We have baggers here too. I don't know if you guys have baggers. Well, I guess I should say we call them carryouts. They're not baggers, because most places probably have baggers, but they bag your groceries and take them outside for you. They have like fancy carts for them and stuff too. That's actually what Kitten did before. And I know whenever, it's really funny because whenever the courtesy clerks, oh, okay, yeah. But that's what that store has particularly. Straxer's always had that. So I always keep cash on hand if I don't go there very often, but strangely, my new GP is actually in the same building. It's weird. You have to go through the grocery store to get there. Oh, carry out for Kroger. Oh my God. Right, Kroger has it too, doesn't it? I haven't been to a Kroger in a long time because they don't exist in this area either. But when I used to go when Wong used to live down in like at Elkhart area, South Bend, yeah, we'd go there. I like Kroger; it's got some nice thing. But yeah, so anyways, I always carry cash on me because I will always give them $1 at least. If I have whenever there's like a holiday day or something, and me and my mom have a lot of groceries, we always try to give them more. When we used to shop together, but yeah, nowadays we don't usually. But it's really funny because there would be sometimes I'll have like nothing, and you can tell they're all like, "I want to check a cake out for her. She'll give me money." I'm like, "I know I will." Yeah, I was gonna say I know they used to though. Aw, yeah, I was gonna say what is the policies on that? Did they make you like not take it or? I know there was like one time at the print shop, I got like tipped $20 randomly, and I was like, what? And they're like, thank you. I know it was you who did everything. I'm like, oh, you're not wrong, but okay. I know as a cashier, they weren't supposed to tip me when I worked at the grocery store, but sometimes they would, and I didn't say anything. Because sometimes my baggers wouldn't be there or they wouldn't do anything. So then I had to do it all myself. Oh, that's funny. That's good though. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong. I think our society should not be tip driven. Like, my God, just pay waitresses and stuff like livable wages. But I also think it should be an option. Yeah, I always feel like I have to give them a big tip though, because otherwise they're starving, these poor people. As I'm also a starving artist. I wish I could be that person who like makes somebody's day by giving them like $100 tip at a restaurant. That's nice. Yeah, see, I've thought about doing that, but I want to make something silly. So there's this artist that I used to room with occasionally, and also sold nearby at conventions way back in the day, because I've been selling for a long time. My first convention ever was in 2003, two maybe. And then my first artist alley, I think, was 2006. Anyways, her name is Eldonis, is what she used to go by. I don't actually know what she is, anymore. She drew a lot of smexy boys, and she also was into Seiyuki, so that's kind of what made me attached to her. Anyway, and she was also quite a bit older than me at the time, but she had a tip jar that I loved, because it was like it was Gojo from Seiyuki specifically, but it was a shirtless, it was like a shirtless Gojo, and his pants was the tip jar, and I love that idea. I want to do something dumb like that. I might just do something cuter and be like, one of my characters like, feed me or something, I'm so glad you do. Yeah, I love that. My God, your old one. There's some classic stuff back then though too. It's really been funny too, is I've been like talking about older cons and older cosplay and stuff. Some of my friends have been like, wait a second, I have photos of you from like this con. Like, yes you do. You have photos of me when I was an itty bitty baby. And actually there was a really old Pojo magazine from like, I think it would have been early 2000s by then and not still the 90s, of me and Kitten dressed as Misty and Jessie at a Pokemon tournament in Chicago. The problem is nowadays it's so hard to get into cons too. I would definitely recommend for you, Piplup, look into some of the local college cons. You do need to make sure you have a lot of stock down. And of course you do have to make your own stock. They don't pay for it. And you have to pay for your table and pay for all that. But it's definitely a good way to start. I would recommend too is, if you start building a portfolio, like start an Etsy store, keep a social media for your art as well. Make something up for commissions and things, just so people have ways to do that. Good. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to be like totally afraid of it, but also don't be afraid. Don't be upset if like the first show you do, you don't even break even, because unfortunately that does happen. It's a very saturated market now. That's why college ones are usually a really good one to get in, because they're inexpensive if they even cost. But like, I know one of the college ones I've been doing for like several years now. In fact, I'm the one who got like Ranafe initially. I found out about it, and so she did it with me and then ended up doing it. I didn't get in this year, but she did. So I was like, oh God, that's sad. But she's also a very, very talented artist, so. Yeah, ASIN was really weird last year because I got him, but ASIN is lottery. It's blind lottery. Have it be an empty. Oh my God, the empty fry container thing is amazing. That's actually a great idea. I like that one. Thank you. That's a perfect idea. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, my problem is I don't really do conventions if I don't sell them anymore either, because I just get so bored. I think Gen Con is like the exception, because I don't really want to sell there. Their artist alley looks sad. But I do like game demos and stuff instead there. Yeah, Otakon, oh, Lotet. I like that, blind Lotet. Yeah, Otakon's been a blind lottery for a long time though, because yeah, I used to do Otakon pretty regularly as a vendor, and a lot of times I would get in even on the well. So Otakon used to do kind of like what I don't know how many of the cons were doing it, but I both love and hated this, but I thought it wasn't a bad idea. Is so they would do like a blind lottery slash juried, where it was like, okay, you know, they don't want to do first come first serve because yeah, there was too many people. But so what they would do is you would be like, hey, I'm selling this kind of merchandise or whatever, and so that would be like your category that you would go in for. And some people would be in multiple categories, which was fine. So like obviously I would usually end up in a couple, and then what they would do though is they do a lottery based on that category. So they would look over your stuff just enough to make sure it is fitting that category. There's nobody like sticking in multiple applicants and under different names or whatever. And then, you know, from there they'd pull, okay, like, so we want like 15 print art, or say there's, for example, say there's 50 tables. This is just a number off my back. So they want 30 print artists. So 30 people who under that would get pulled. But then they're like, we want like 10 people doing books or 10 people doing crafts, you know, so it would be stuff like that. Oh my God, I hated ASIN when it was first comes first serve. I definitely feel like, although it's harder to get in with the lottery, at the same time, I like it a lot better because it was, no, in some ways it probably was just as hard. Because yeah, it just, the server would crash and it was always the joke. But yeah, it also, like, when I started tabling, there was so many less people. So it's so weird now that some of the cons that like I used to get in all the time and I had done for decades, I'm still not getting into. And yeah, I know I'm not like the best artist, so it's not even necessarily like it could legit be a skill thing, and that's fine. I just kind of am like, it's kind of disappointing too, because you're like, oh my God, what? I'm not printing in color. Oh. Wong is screaming about the current. I thought he told me not to print in color. But yeah, part of it is definitely because so many more people are applying. Because yeah, like it was a lot easier back then. I used to drive like 14 to 16 hours to table at cons because I could get in and I would make enough to make it worth it. And I'd have fun. So a lot of them have really awesome guests. So that's why I've been all over. I used to do a lot of East Coast, like Otakon and Animazement and stuff. Animazement used to be one of my favorite cons. I haven't been there in forever, though. SakuraCon is a really fun one, but I've never tabled there. One of these days, I want to try to table at KatsuCon, but I have a feeling I'd have to drive. And that would be a long drive, so I'm going to have to see if I, like, make sure I can take it slower. I can't do the all-night driving anymore with my narcolepsy. Yeah, it's on my bucket list to try to sell at. I don't know if I'll get in, but it's just kind of like, it'd be a cool one to try. So do you drive to it then, Athena, too? I know a lot of people fly, but I'm like, I don't know how the hell I would fly with all the books I have. Because so much of my stock is books now. Because I do the original comics and novels, too. Oh, nice. Yeah, it just is like one of those, I've never done it and it's been around for so long. But yeah, I've done ASIN, I've done Otakon. I've been to Anime Expo. I table there. Dude, I even tabled in Canada once. I tabled at Anime North 2005, I believe. It was before you had to have passports to get across. I have a passport, but like my mother at the time who went with me, she doesn't have a passport now, so. But yeah, she didn't need a passport to get across. I don't think Kitten has one either. It was so weird. It's just, times have changed so much. Yeah, we used to go out to Otakon and Animazement and Anime USA every year. So we used to do a lot of driving because those were all like 12, 13-hour cons. I used to do OhioCon a lot too, but once they started changing their rules and making it harder, and of course now with the crap that blew up this year, it's like, I tried to get into MatsuDCon. I've been there once or twice and done tabling, but that's another one that's kind of hard to get in for me. It is definitely disappointing when it's like full juried because I'm like, oh my God, Come on, man. I know I'm not the best artist, but ow. It hurts. But especially when you see some other people and you're like, I see the same stuff over and over again. Although as long as it's not AI art, I'm less likely to be mad. I'll be upset, like disappointed, but not like, oh my God. Yeah, Anime Expo. So I went to Anime Expo in 2003 and 2004. It's been a long time. We drove 48 hours. It was my mother, Kitten, and my little sister too. So we all drove out there. I think the second time we also had somebody else drive out with us. But yeah, it was a lot smaller. It was also still in Anaheim back then. So like right there. In fact, it was like at the Anaheim Convention Center across from like Disney. Not that we went to Disney, but it was funny because we had our Inuyasha costumes and some little kid was coming out of Disney and was like, oh my God, Mom, it's Inuyasha. Because my mom cosplayed with us and stuff too. It's her birthday today, by the way. It's Ur-chan's birthday. Yeah, MatsuriCon I really enjoyed when I went to it. I like that one. I always like that one way better than OhioCon. So I'm really sad that I can't get back into it. I'd like to go again. But that one's a 5-hour drive for me. So it's like, I can't really justify it unless they get like some amazing guests that I would die to see. But most of these cons, unfortunately, for me, I only want to see really like the Japanese guests. So it's not likely for a lot of these smaller cons to get them. And that's okay. Like ASIN technically is pretty close to me. So that one is why like some days or sometimes like even last year, when I before with Artist Alley, we were debating if we were going to go for a day or not. And then I was like, if I get Artist Alley, because I didn't have a hotel at the time, I'm like, I'll just drive back and forth. It's a pain in the ass, but I'll do it. Yeah, I just felt MatsuriCon, it had a better, like a happier environment. I don't know if it's still in the same place when I went, the few times I went, but I really liked it. Now that I think about it, I think there's like 2 different venues that I was at too. Maybe it was just 2 different locations inside the same venue. Yeah, well, I mean, when I say small, I used to, yeah, 10K is really big. Damn, even after all the crap that happened? No, they're the same venue? Okay. Yeah, I think, like, so some of my favorite cons, unfortunately, have changed too much. Like, okay, so Sakura Con is actually really well run from a behind the scenes case. I can't say about Artist Alley specifically, but Talus X, the one that I've done Seiyuki scanlations and stuff with, she was live programming for a while and pretty high up there. So I got to see a lot of the behind the scenes with her. Guest relations could be a little weird, but the programming staff was always really good and really like, let's make sure everyone has what they need and stuff like that. And then just the environment there was really nice. So I really like that one. But yeah, I've never tabled there, so I've got nothing on that. Oh, this is 2024, isn't it? I'm sorry, we jumped a year. I don't even know what year it is, guys, as you can tell. But yeah, like, well, even Youmacon is always a con that's been like near and dear to my heart, but it's just seen such shit lately, and I'm very disappointed in it. Because, you know, the more that comes out and the more disorganized it gets, I'm like, damn, I used to like, it's another one. I've done so much promotion for them. I used to take flyers and stuff to them, the cons. I've helped out. I worked their booth at an OhioCon one year and everything too. It's just, yeah, it's so weird. Things are just not what they were. And the pandemic has definitely changed a lot of that. But just some of it too is, as conventions grow, like more and more of them are just not able to keep it up. I thought Shudokan was really great at first too, but as soon as they started paying their employees, there was issues. Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm trying to be nice. Colossal Con I've only done once, and I sold there, and it was fucking amazing. That's the most sales I've ever like really made, personally. So I love that one. But yeah, that's another one that's like super hard to get back into. Yeah, well, because like for Youmacon, I do their Yoma Idol every year, or I'm supposed to, but the last 2 years, it's like their communication is so bad. It's just not worth it, because back when Scott was head of live programming is when they asked me to run it, not like me come to them. They're like, can you? You don't have to be, yeah. Even with the hotel, it was never that bad. But yeah, I got really lucky that I had people that, you know, would room with me and slept at reasonable times, and I didn't have to actually manage it. I think at this point in time, I might know people local enough, but I would also be willing to, like, as much as I would like to play in the water park, I feel like that one I'd also be willing to just, like, if I have to go, like, room even 20 minutes away, because that's what I do for Gen Con. I room about 10, 20 minutes away. Gen Con is currently my favorite, but like I said, I would never want to sell there. I love the con and the environment, but oh my god, it's a mess. Yeah, it's exactly where I thought it was. Because yeah, I've been to Colossal Con Sandusky, yep. I've been there before. And I really liked it. Yeah, it was funny. That one, the time I went there was actually a really last minute thing too. That's why my room was so weird. I didn't have a table initially, but then one of my friends who also did Artist Alley was like, hey, I can't go now. You're the next one I know closest to it. Can I ship this stuff to your house? I don't have a lot of stock I'm shipping. The rest of the table is yours. All I had to do, I ended up getting panels, so I covered most of mine and my assistant's badges, you know, and it was like, we only had to really do the room, and it was amazing sales. I sold everything he sent me, and I sold like tons of my shit. So yeah, it was no complaints from anybody. But yeah, it was just a really fun, like, environment too. So I like those kind of cons. So I actually really like a lot of the college cons because they tend to have like nicer environments, but it's also like, yeah, I can't really afford to drive like 4 hours for you know, a convention that I might only get like not even a couple hundred at. So yeah, I would cover the expenses, but it's also like, that's a lot of time to put into it. People always forget about that too, because it's not just covering the expenses at a con. It's also, you know, covering like pre-stuff, ordering, like what stock and things like that. You know, that's one of the things that always miss me the most is when like people like see Artist Alley and they're like to their kids like, oh, my kid draws, they can do it. And then they start asking like, how do you get into, like, how do you do it? Like, how does this work? And it annoys me because, you know, they're really always so rude about it for one thing. But then it's like, yeah, and, you know, blah, 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 this. And they're like, wait, what? You have to pay for the table? Of course you have to freaking pay for the table. It's not a free thing. Some of them you actually have to have tax licenses and stuff for too. And the tables nowadays, I remember when they were like $60. Now they're like $250. A quotable hydrating me. Yeah, why is that not going off? I'll have to check. Sorry guys that my VTuber Plus isn't going off. I'll go ahead and hydrate me for you. Give me a second. I had the wrong button. Yeah, that's just it. They're going up. I know I really want a table at C2E2 one time, just because I have the comic stuff. But I do know that's going to be probably one I do not recover funds at, because I think that one is like... Actually, that one might be only about 400. It's still expensive. The only... Posture check? Fine, I'll check my posture. Oh, there you go. Actually, my back needed cracking. That felt good. But yeah, it's just I'd like to do it more of a like, let me get my name out there, let me get people to see my stuff. Oh my god, when the fuck did I nudge this line again? I am so mad at myself. I don't know, it's past it. I'm gonna have to nudge it back, I guess. Grrr. Like, I've done author shows, and a lot of them, I usually come back with enough to cover it, but I kind of know from the get-go I'm not going to be making, like, huge profits there. I do it more for the connection, so. God, I wish I could make it like that. Wow. That's insane. Why is it so much? What is the attendance like on that one? Can they justify? Yeah, see, that's just it. Is they're all like, it's fine. We bring it all. Oh God, that makes me think of my trauma con. There's so many reasons that con was trauma, and actually most of it was not the con itself. But I'll tell you the story, the one that the about the naked sleeper in a second. But yeah, so Awesome Con was not totally awesome. Oh God, yeah, Raleigh. I was gonna say I knew it was in Raleigh. I didn't realize it was in Columbus too. God, that sucks. Well, when a con tries to rebrand and make a second one, that's when it hurts. Because yeah, Awesome Con itself was in a it was a DC con that tried to have some made some extra cons, and so I know it's still running in certain places, but it ran in Indianapolis one year. Well, first off, it picked the worst week to run. There was a game in town, so like all the hotels were really expensive, parking was super expensive, so you're dealing with all these extra costs on top of it. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess whatever. And then their supposed guest list was huge, and then it just like tanks. And out of the people there, like I feel like there were more vendors than there were attendees. Like even the guests were like not getting people. So it's like it was just awful. And yeah, you're like they're trying to be like it's like the same as DC. I'm like, I get that you're using the name and that the DC one might be doing good or whatever, but you have to take into account that new cons and new areas are not going to always fare as well. And then of course, yeah. With the amount that they're charging, I get that they're trying to make it look fair for their people at the other venues, but they also have to, like, I personally, at least I know as somebody who has done conventions at several different venues and including, cons that have moved venues, the venue cost does change. And so there are going to be ones that are cheaper. And then of course, for the amount of room they have rented and stuff, that can make it cheaper too. There's no reason to overcharge these artists. But so many people are like, well, we can make our money back by charging the artists and the dealers. I'm like, yeah, but when all of them don't, make enough money back, none of them want to go. Like maybe if I had not paid for a hotel room, I would have done, like maybe I would have broken, I broke even, but maybe I would have done enough that I felt like it would be okay to go back. But I was like, if it hadn't been for one guy there who kept commissioning me because I was the only one doing commissions at the con, I would have not done good at that one. But yeah, luckily, he was like, you know what? You're like my style wasn't his, favorite, but it was like I was the only one doing con commissions, so he kept coming back. I'm like, I'll take it. But yeah, it was not exactly great. That one also was a weird one for me because actually, it was. I'm trying to think, was that the one? Twaifu went with me too? Arex? I think that was the one because yeah, so basically I was the one in charge of the room and we were, one of my friends wanted a room with me that I know from online, and I know him well enough that I was like, yeah, sure, fine. And then he's like, well, one of my other friends wants a room too, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's fine. You're vouching for him, I'll allow it. Well, last minute, I don't know what, like if he got another room or what, but he decided like, well, I don't need the room now, but my friend still wants a room with you. And I'm like, I guess. But then I also had to, add other, like find somebody else for the room too. Well, in the end, it wasn't horrible at the beginning. The guy was a little quirky, but part of it is that he was like, he dressed as Star-Lord and had like the full actual leather jacket. And so he would come back and he would just like throw it on the bed and it's just full of sweat. It was so disgusting. And like, especially because he would throw it on like the bed that Twaifu and I were sharing. We're like, dude, this isn't even the bed you're sleeping on. That's like rude as fuck. We had to actually get the sheets changed, and of course the hotel wasn't like happy. But I was like, yeah, somebody just like threw a sweaty jacket on our bed. I'm sorry, we're not sleeping on this. Like it's not, no. And then the last day of the con, because I'm the one in charge of the hotel room, I'm trying to get everyone out, and like everyone's checked out except like I went down early. Me and Twaifu got everything into the car. She stayed kind of back to make sure everyone got out. And then, she was like, well, one person's still in there. Like finally, she came back so we could swap and I could go up there and check us out. And like, I think he might still be in there. So sure enough, I go check in the room and he's still in the room. And I was like, what the fuck? He's still sleeping. So finally, I'm like, I go in there and I'm like, you need to get up. Like we have to be checked out in like 20 minutes. I need you out of this room because I'm not paying for another night or whatever. Well, he's like, okay, and like mumble. And then I realized he's like not getting up still, and like he had ended up moving into, I think he moved into our bed because he was sharing a bed with somebody else, but he ended up taking over the bed that Twaifu and I slept with after we left it, of course. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I decided though, I'm like, I have a really bad feeling about this. But so I stepped into like the hallway area so he could like move more, and he literally wraps himself in the entire blanket and moves. And luckily I didn't get a good glimpse, but he was fucking naked under there. Like, you do not do that. Like, what the hell? It's one thing if you're the only one in the room and, you know, or it's like even people you know really well, like if it's your significant other or something, I guess. I mean, I'm not the kind who sleeps naked, so sorry guys. Yes, I know you would, Wong. He shouted he would from downstairs. That's just not my thing. But like, yeah, like if Wong did it, I'd be like, whatever, it's fine, you know, but not if like, even if Kitten was in the room, God no. But like, you know, it's like, these were strangers. We didn't know each other very well at all. It was mixed gender because there was the two guys and then Twaifu and me, the two girls. And it's like, that is just like rude as fuck too. Yeah, I was like, never when it was him again. So that was my traumatic experience at that con too on top of it. So yeah, that awesome con was not awesome. But yeah, so yeah, I have lots of con horror stories. I could go on forever about them, but I won't because I want to get off and eat. But yeah, as you see, this is Lillian coming along. I finally stopped redoing her line art. I've got a lot more work to do on her. But yeah, bunny. And there's her assets. There's tights. Yeah, I haven't obviously sized them yet, but I took this to work and I wasn't sure how much I'd get done. So I was like, if I start coloring, I want to do her fishnets right away. So I threw on the pattern I saved for it. So like somebody, it is not a pattern I made. Somebody had taken fishnet patterns and saved them for people. So Photoshop is nice like that. I have to find the credits for it. I have them somewhere, but yeah. So yay, thank you guys for joining in my bunny bun. It was nice talking to you. It went fast because everyone was here. Arigatou gozaimasu. I'm gonna try to keep up streaming more regularly. I am like, again, stop missing so many, or at least try to make them up when I miss. I am going to be trying to, I have to set my date for karaoke for this month. Like I said, I will be doing Kitakoto Nai anime tabun, anime that you probably have never heard of. So that is going to be my theme. And so once I figure out what my schedule is, I'll probably hopefully post something about that today. I'm trying to go to Twitch, not my website. God damn it, that's Twitter. I'm really good at this, guys. Good night, guys. Thank you. Let's see who we can raid, though. Raid. Hey, Hirosaki-san. Let's raid him. I'll let Wong know because yeah, he's downstairs. If you guys too ever want me to like, did I do that wrong? Yes. If you guys ever have like people you want me to raid or, you know, things like that too, you can always just shout it out. But yeah, I try to find people like in my list who have the lowest viewers at the time so I can make them happy because it always makes me happy too. All right, so let's go. Ikuwa yo! Yay!